Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you here today with an article from the USA Today of all places. This is from actually January 10th. This goes way back, and I hadn't seen this article when it came out because, well, frankly, I don't read the USA Today. They're extremely far to the left, but there's an opinion contributor here column by John Spencer, who I've read articles from before. He is an actual expert on war and everything, and he's talking about what we're going to see here, the Israel-Palestine conflict, and you can see here it says, peace in Israel isn't possible until Palestinians stop paying terrorists to kill. It says the Palestinian Authority's pay-to-slay program perversely rewards more money to those Palestinians convicted of the worst crimes against Israelis. So if you didn't know that, the Palestinian Authority pays families, I think, for the rest of their lives if one of their children kills people. So just so you know, but this article might go into it. I haven't read it yet, but we'll read it together. All right. And why did it do that? I clicked on something, and we're back. Anyway, it says an 83-year-old Holocaust survivor, Ludmila Lipovsky, was brutally murdered last month in Israel while waiting for her daughter to take her to a doctor's appointment. A 28-year-old Palestinian man from the West Bank is accused of stabbing her to death, and I can't even imagine that you survive the freaking Holocaust and then some terrorist just stabs you to death decades later. And that's how you go out. You made it through the worst thing imaginable only for that to happen. It says this horrific act is yet another example of the violence incentivized by a multi-million-dollar program known as Pay to Slay, which is written into Palestinian law and governed by the Palestinian Authority. It says some view it as simply a system that rewards Palestinians for committing acts of terrorism against Jewish Israelis. In reality, it is a deeply ingrained economic structure and societal program in the West Bank and Gaza that incentivizes violence, thus undermining any chance of a sustainable peace deal. So remember that the Palestinian Authority is considered the moderates here, and they're obviously not if they have a program like this into their laws. So just letting you know that. As the program provides monthly payments to Palestinians convicted of violent acts against Israelis and imprisoned for their crimes. Crucially, these payments are not extended to those convicted of non-terror-related crimes. These payments increase with the length of the prison sentence, which perversely rewards perpetrators of the worst crimes. For example, as of 2017, a prisoner sentenced up to 3 years receives $400 monthly, while someone sentenced to 10 to 15 years earns more than $1,500 monthly. During incarceration, the Palestinian Authority also pays the individual's Social Security and pension fees. The payments to prisoners are adjusted to account for increases in the cost of living. Well, how nice of them. It says, upon release, the benefits continue. Released prisoners receive a lump sum grant ranging from $1,500 to $25,000, depending on the duration of their imprisonment. Employment in government institutions is guaranteed, with job placements prioritized based on years spent in prison. Those who cannot secure jobs receive unemployment stipends, provided they served at least 5 years for men or 2 years for women. So when I was bringing up how they get paid before or what for, I was obviously a little wrong about that, but now you know. So again, not a very good thing. It says, moreover, released prisoners enjoy free college education and lifelong health care. So imagine that. So there you go, communist people in this country. If you can ingrain in the law that you've killed people, maybe the government here will go ahead and give you free stuff. It says a male prisoner who has spent at least 1 year in an Israeli prison is exempt from tuition fees at Palestinian universities and professional training programs, as well as from health insurance payments. If a terrorist is killed during an attack ordered by Israeli forces, their family is supported through the Martyrs Fund. Families receive monthly payments, that's spouses for life and children until they reach adulthood, ranging from $100 to $1,200. Yep. That incentivizes people to go and do bad things too, obviously. So here it says, U.S. law targets payment to terrorists. The pay-to-slay program has faced significant international criticism, as I would think it would. That's not a good thing. In 2014, the Palestinian Authority nominally shifted responsibility for these payments to the Palestine Liberation Organization in an attempt to deflect criticism. However, the payments persisted. It says the United States responded in 2018 by enacting the Taylor Force Act, which conditions certain economic aid to the Palestinian Authority on the cessation of payments to terrorists and their families. Why we're paying or giving any money and any aid to the Palestinian Authority is beyond me. Anyway, it says, despite this, the PA allocated more than $300 million for these payments in the same year. By last year, the PA increased annual payouts by $16.2 million monthly, adding new beneficiaries, 900 prisoners from Gaza, and tens of thousands additional martyrs, including those involved in the October 7th, 2023 attacks against Israel. It says, for many Palestinians, the pay-to-slay program represents more than an incentive for terrorism. It is a pathway to social mobility. In a society plagued by high unemployment and limited opportunities, the program offers guaranteed income, education, and employment, benefits beyond what the average Palestinian can expect. So now you know why they go ahead and do it. Okay? They have no other economic prospects, but it's like if we kill Jews, if we kill Israelis, then our family is set up forever. So of course that's going to incentivize them to do something. It says last year, the average monthly wage for a West Bank employee was approximately $380, making the program's payments particularly attractive. This framework not only incentivizes violence, but also institutionalizes it as a viable alternative to legitimate societal progress. It perpetuates a cycle of violence, ensuring that attacks against Israelis remain frequent and deeply ingrained in the fabric of Palestinian society. For Israel and the international community, the pay-to-slay program is a clear obstacle to peace. It is not merely It is not merely an economic subsidy, but a societal institution designed to sustain violence. The program even includes bonuses for Arab-Israeli terrorists, further fueling tensions. Yeah, so it's telling the Arabs in Israel, the Arab Israelis, like, oh, we'll give this to you too. Obviously, that's a problem. In a 2017 speech, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu directly addressed Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, who, by the way, as of when I'm recording this, if you're listening to this sometime in the future, it's 2025, and he's in the 19th or 20th year of a 4-year term, so just so you know how elections are doing over there. But Netanyahu addressed Abbas, asking, how can you speak about peace with Israel and at the same time pay murderers who spill the blood of innocent Israelis? That question remains unanswered, and of course he can't answer it. It says Trump administration worked to end pay-to-slay. Multiple Israeli administrations, including ones during Donald Trump's first presidency, have urged international pressure on the PA to end these payments. The issue is expected to resurface prominently when Trump returns to office, and so because this article was written a couple of weeks before Trump was sworn back in, now we're back there, and I haven't seen anything about this coming up in the news, but hopefully it does, because it kind of does need to be handled. It says, resolving the Israel-Palestine conflict has become a critical component of finalizing the Abraham Accords, especially with nations like Saudi Arabia. Trump's senior advisor on Arab and Middle Eastern affairs, Mossad Boulos, has already acted as an intermediary between the PA and its leader. Abbas has reportedly reached out to Boulos since Trump's re-election, signaling potential dialogue. However, dialogue alone will not suffice. The pay-to-slay program must be dismantled, like the terrorist organizations that fund it, piece by piece. Until then, it will remain a societal and economic framework that incentivizes terrorism, obstructs peace, and fuels international instability. No serious effort to resolve the Israel-Palestine conflict can succeed while this program continues to operate. That is 100% correct. So thank you, John Spencer, for that. And if you guys need to have his bona fides, it's Chair of Urban Warfare Studies at the U.S. Military Academy West Point's Modern War Institute. So have fun with that. So thank you, USA Today, for actually not doing some far leftist sort of thing and letting Mr. Spencer here have an article. So what do you think about this? I mean, don't you think that this is something that would exacerbate the problem? Because I certainly think it would. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.